Technology isn't just online devices, it's all the tools we use every day. Today I'm going to pull back the curtain and change how you look at these tools. Jonathan Stern in Bourdieu, Technique and Technology discusses Pierre Bourdieu's ideas about the fact that technologies are a crystallization of social practice. Technology doesn't get created to fill some role, and it is not created in a void. Everything from forks to Face IDs are embedded within and shaped by our society which created them. The users of this technology shape its role. Forks crystallize the social practice of eating politely. Think of the connotations of eating messy food with your hands versus, say, having an extra fork for salad. How do these tools shape the stories you tell, the experiences you have every day, the way you moved your body, your habits, the way you perceive time? Planetariums didn't exist in ancient times, when people would gather around campfires to share the stories they found in the stars. That social practice of telling myths and fables with characters cemented in constellations is largely lost in favor of busy cities where there are no stars to look at due to light pollution. But at least that means people have more time to spend working, sitting hunched over desks and screens inside, right? A planetarium brings that ancient practice back. It has its flaws, of course, like how the constellations moving behind me are all Greco-Roman, which means those are the myths that people learn. However, there are also shows that tell stories like the Navajo's Thunderbird, or the ruler from India Jai Singh's patterns in the stars, or Hawaiian wayfinders who navigate the sea with the stars. Not only does the technology around us crystallize and shape our social practices, but it also has politics. In Langdon Winner's Do Artifacts Have Politics?, the author presents the idea that technology or artifacts cannot be neutral. Some are inherently political and shaped by our social practices, like AI, which must be fed human content and can only operate within the limits of those that create it. Other artifacts are initially made without politics, but take on political meaning over time. In nearly any city now, architecture is telling. It can be hostile, forcing homeless people away from bus stops and benches, sending the message that they are unwanted in public spaces. The bus stops here used to provide even less space and shade, but public opinion changed this. Those little metal scraps exist as skateboard blockers, which I'd never noticed until now because I wasn't affected by them. That's the power in this hostile architecture. It sends a message loud and clear to those who it is hostile to without having to actually say anything explicitly, like having a sign. Architecture can allow for expression, though, too. A once blank wall or electrical box can be filled with murals and build a community or further a cause, and send a message loud and clear. The point is, it's easy to think we know all about the tools we use every day and the spaces we move through frequently. We do have common sense, right? But especially with new digital technologies, it's just as easy to be surrounded by black boxes. There are endless ways to interact with technology in the present world, but to do so intentionally is to put a metaphorical wrench in the machine. Where you invest your energy, your awareness, your hard-earned dollar, that's where technology gets its power. The power to shape your habits. If at any point you find yourself simply checking that a machine worked, then there's more to understand. So use technologies in ways that only you can.